dinner takers, thanks for watching, and today we've got a really good treat for you. We're going to make some burnt ends. So I've already got a pre-trimmed brisket point here. We cooked the flat in another video. It's real simple to do. It takes a long time, but it's pretty easy. There's only a few ingredients. I'll go over those with you. And then I've got the smoker set at 250. So once the smoker's ready to go, we're ready to get this meat started. Now for each step, there's 3 steps. Each step has 1 ingredient. Step number 1, your favorite rub. Step number 2, we're going to add some beef broth. Step number 3 is going to be a sauce of some kind of barbecue sauce. In this case, I'm using some Panda Express sweet and tangy sauce. So step number 1 is just going to be to season up both sides of our brisket and get it on the smoker. Now for this first step, you use your favorite dry rub. If you don't have one, salt and pepper works just fine too. And today I'm going to use a little bit of, I got some Memphis style barbecue seasoning. And you're just going to season both sides of this. And don't be shy. Alright, both sides are seasoned. I'm just going to flip it back around because I want to cook it that way on the smoker. Alright, that looks good. Let's get it cooking. Now we wait 4 or 5 hours until it reaches 170 internal, and then we'll go to step 2. Alright, 4.5 hours. That's how long it took us to get to this point. We hit 170 internal. That was over here in the thick part. So I just pulled it off of there. Now we're just going to cut it into bite-sized pieces. We're going to put it in a container and add our beef broth. Alright, now I can see the grain is running this way, so I want to try to stay with that at least for my cross sections like that. And you cut it up whatever means bite size to you is gonna work. Now this pan's a little crowded for me, so I'm going to switch to a little bit bigger one. There we go. There, it gives our meat a little more room to move around. Now we want to put on our beef broth. And that's going to depend how much of this you have and how big your pan is. So I've got, well, probably 1.5 cups or so. You know, they don't need to be covered, they don't need to be drowning in it. Then we're going to cover it with foil. Now the smoker's still at 250, that doesn't change. Now this goes back on the smoker for 90 minutes. And 90 minutes later, here we are. So we're gonna, it's hot. So we're gonna uncover. It doesn't look much different. It's definitely more tender. I could tell it was a little tough when I cut it. Now just add your favorite sauce. Alright, now we're going to leave it uncovered, back on the smoker, still at 250 for 45 minutes, and then we can finally eat it. Alright, 45 minutes later, here's the finished product. So you can see the barbecue sauce is kind of blended with the beef broth there. I made kind of a nice little sauce that's in there. Now if you want, you could drain some or all of the broth and go with just barbecue sauce. I personally don't like that. It's a little too much for me. So I like to thin the barbecue sauce down with the broth and make more of a thinner sauce like this. And I find, especially for leftovers, when you have that, this will keep the meat juicier and you know, it won't be so dried out when you try to have them for leftovers. Alright, now let's give one a try. Oh, very tender, very beefy, very good. Now obviously the flavor of yours is going to vary a little from mine depending on what sort of rub you put on and what sort of barbecue sauce you put on the end, and also how much broth you leave in at the end. You know, these could be real thick and sticky, or they could be, you know, a little more liquidy like this is. Either way, whatever your preference is, this is how I like it. Now what could you do with this? This could be a main course. Serve a couple sides with it and there's dinner. This could be a side. You can have some other stuff. This could be an appetizer before another meal comes out. This could be a party food. You have some people over, you have some of this out as a snack. Works great for that. You could put this on some bread, have a sandwich. You could serve this next to some eggs and some French toast, have it for breakfast. Lots of possibilities what you do with your burnt ends. So now you know what to do with the point end of the brisket. One option, make some burnt ends. It's easy, there's only 3 steps. It did take 7 hours to get all 3 of those steps done, but you're rewarded with some very tender, very good meat at the end. So if you want to give it a try, it's easy, you can do it. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.